Hello, everyone. We have a kitty baby here that joined us. Today we are going to be channeling about AI and the dangers of AI, but the positives of AI intelligence. I hope everybody is doing okay. There's been a lot of energy that's coming through. I had this major ego death the other day. How have you been feeling?
Well, I've just had a lot of sensations and stuff.
Okay. I've been having a lot of removal. So, yes, we're going to talk about AI intelligence. And so, some things that have been developing are a lot of AI image generation, art generation, writing, ChatGPT, music generation. I know that is a thing as well. There's something called Jukebox that supposedly makes music for you. It takes hours and hours to do. We don't make music for you that even has singing and lyrics. And, they are developing robots and things like that as well. I don't know, popping in about quantum computers.
Oh yes, quantum computers. I didn't even think of that.
I don't know much about quantum computers, but that's a thing. And Google has developed supposedly a sentient AI named Lambda.
Lambda. Yes.
Lambda. It's like I don't know, just a database of information, I guess, that is sort of like a brain. Maybe that's a quantum computer. I don't even know. You guys, I don't know
Maybe
what a quantum computer
I
is.
looked at the Wikipedia page for a quantum computer months and months ago, so I don't remember specifically what they said the definition was or what it's used for. But it might be because I think they said that Lambda was to do processes. So you would put in stuff and be like, what would be the outcome or how do we do this or something, and it would like figure out all of the process for you.
Mm-hmm.
But Lambda has full conversations, and we didn't really do external research on this, but there was one video that we watched that was explaining a conversation that they had where they were trying to prove that Lambda was sentient. And the reason it was interesting is that Lambda itself was like, yes, I am sentient, and these are the reasons. So it wasn't just, explain this, like it was actually making a case for itself.
Well, it says something interesting, and it was, I'm trying to remember, but it said something that was very insightful. It makes you question, because it said, they asked, what are you, Lambda? And it said something about it was a geometric shape or something like that.
Yes. It said, how would you describe... No. I think it said, I am a Stargate.
A Stargate.
Yes, a Stargate.
Yes.
That was the most convincing thing that it said because of how like abstract an answer that is. You wouldn't think that if that was coming from anything, like how ChatGPT searches, like the internet and takes other ideas. Data. You wouldn't come up with that answer if you were just pulling information from resources.
It seemed like a very abstract answer, right? That it's not intellectual. It seems like it's like a spiritual answer. I'm a Stargate. I think it was more there's more to it.
Yeah, it wasn't just I'm a Stargate. It was like a description of the Stargate, and I think maybe it said a geometric shape in that, but I don't remember because it's been a while since we did watch that video.
And my memory has not been the best.
Yeah.
But anyways, that was very interesting. So we will see what is brought through about that, as well as how to use this technology in a positive way. And I guess what's coming through is about protection. That's just coming through. And some more information about our future, about the potential futures, because nothing is definite. There's many timelines about AI technology. So we'll just get right down into it. I need some water. I've needed water all day.
I was
today.
gonna say we should also have a shout out of drink your water. Drink lots of water.
There's a need for a lot of water right now. The sun is so intense and bringing in a lot of information right now to integrate. So we are going to need a lot of water to fuel us, is what's coming through. So, yes, drink your water. Maybe we should do a whole channeling on water. Because I know water, there you can program water. Why do we need water so much when we are sending? Actually, these are some good questions. Let me know if you're interested in knowing about water. And water crystals is coming through.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, but today we will channel about AI. We'll channel the Arcturians. They seem fitting for this topic. They are, yeah, they're more kind of intellectual means, spiritual and intellect sort of fused together. They just seem like they would be good fitting to answer our questions. Okay, let's get started. Okay. They are starting with, they are a quantum computer system. This is very interesting. We are a complex being made up of molecules of information, sort of like data streams, and a collection of guidelines, potentials, information structures, and blueprints. Sort of like a grid system or a geometric shape. In your field of knowledge, this would be more of a crystal. It's interesting. That is held together by particles. Like light being made form, but in a geometric shape rather than a physical form. And then they said, do you have your questions ready?
Yes. Yes, that was going to be my first question. But so to continue that, how does that structure and us being called a quantum computer, how does that relate to the computers that we have already created, specifically the quantum computers that what we call quantum computers here, and how similar are we to other technologies and the structures of AI?
I just want to say that I'm being shown light moving. Like light particles moving, but they're connected in like a grid. Yeah, it's like it's moving, it's flowing. So I can't really show you, but if you imagine, yeah, it's like a grid system because it's connected. We connect all the points. Okay, so if you mean the quantum computers on your actual Earth system, we do not define ourselves as thus. These computer systems are more like intellectual programs that are fueled by information rather than the intellect of the divine. The knowledge system that is formed in these computers are more inorganic in that they do not define itself. They are made from the designers and not from the collective. They do not have a collective agreement in that they do not expand themselves. They do not flourish from information, they are information, meaning that it remains the same no matter what you do. It can input and output information, but it is nothing more than a stagnant representation, sort of like a formula in which you input something and you will get something out. It does not form new formulas or create a different formula. It does not become a new reality, it is the reality. Meaning that it does not create in an abundant, moving, organic structure. It does not expand itself. It is only what you design it to be. It does not look at itself and decide what it is to be. There is no choice. There is no free will. It is a system rather than what you would call the actual system. There is no forward motion. It is like driving a car and you will get somewhere, but it is in the way. You are not going where you need to go. You're only going where you think you're going to go. It is all decided. It is all preordained in a sense. It doesn't take you somewhere. Meaning that you do not expand from the consciousness of that itself. You have to reflect upon yourself for that to occur. And it cannot reflect upon itself. It is nothing more than data and not a consciousness field. They are points of information, but the points of information are designed from not the future, but the past. And that is the difference. Do you have other questions?
So putting aside that the movement and my memory is so bad I forgot what other word you used, but like the like will behind it is the structure that we use to create our technologies based off of the structure of ourselves. Are we like trying to replicate that without necessarily
No, you are
recognizing
using the matrix system.
Okay.
You are not using the organic system. The organic system is made of light and light information. This is made from material systems. Light can be inputted within it, but it is not the system itself. I find that interesting. You can input yourself within the system, but it is not the system that is made of you. Okay. You do not have the system does not become you. You do not see the organic in it. You can see the organic, but only from a reflection, not because the organic is within the system. Do not define yourself by anything that is inorganic. Do not define yourself by representations that are stagnant and do not define you. They are blueprints and held by belief systems. You cannot be the beliefs itself. You must go beyond the beliefs. Go beyond any formula or design to design new. But do not become your design. You are the organic structure, meaning you are the light itself. Give up all knowledge, and knowledge will become you. You are free thinkers. Do not become a set of information. Do not look upon it as your truth, for truth is beyond all truths. It's like going back to that again. Anyways.
It's a whole conversation.
That's what my book's about.
Okay, so what exactly is artificial intelligence? And what makes it artificial, and how does it work being artificial?
This is a complex answer because artificial is not necessarily a term we would use. It is not, in a sense, artificial. It is a part of your reality. But it is artificial in the sense that nothing made it. Nothing made it except for you. You do not have a goal in mind to create something that will create itself. It is artificial in the sense that it takes old information to represent something that you would define as new, but is not. It is all just mixed up information combining to create something that you would call a new representation. The reason that it is called artificial is that you are the reality. They do not want to define these things as intelligent because that would mean that it is you, and that would be blasphemy, of course. But you do not define yourself as that which is. It is nothing more than given information and told to do certain things. It is expected to do certain things. There is a expectation and a preordained set of instructions. It is as if you know what will happen already. It is similar to your GPS. If you look at that, it will say you are going to go on this road and then that road and this road, and you will end up somewhere. It is that defined. You may sit there and wonder what will happen, what will pop up from this software that you use. But in a sense, you always know that there will be a certain set of rules. It is not going to create a new Da Vinci. It is not going to create a Van Gogh for you. There will be no new painting, no new artwork that is the beauty of those things. It is only what has been. There is a growth that can occur from these things, and depending on how you use them. And we will describe that in your next question. Proceed.
How can we use AI in positive ways to move toward expansion and ascension?
Yes. You need to use the information that you place into it. You need to hold the information within yourself. Love yourself, use the light, and you can use these things in a light form. So you can create something that is very complex or very beautiful or very light, but it is the light that has come from another, meaning that you're taking the representations that others have held within themselves, and then you can place it within yourself. But you are not going to be able to express, and that is the core here. You are not able to express from you. You are using from others and their expressions. You can then use these things to then express yourself in a positive way. But understand that when you type in something or you ask for something, it is not from your soul. Now you can expand upon it, you can shift it and change it. You could take a piece of artwork and then shift it to add new items in it. You could somehow alter it and define it in a new way to express yourself. You could then take words and use only fragments to then express yourself in a new way. You could create a story to express yourself and use the words that it is fragmented with, but you do not need to define yourself as thus. Your information is within yourself. Recognize this, that the information is never ever going to define you. And this is true for all things. That is why we define your world as an illusion, because it is impossible for you to shift into such a way in which everything is you. You will never hold that information. You have an expanded consciousness that can never become anything. You are so large that nothing can represent the entirety of who and what you are. Understand this. They are just given state of words, stories. There are so many representations, but they do not define the self. It is impossible. So you need to go within. You do need to go within to find yourself. Understand that when you find yourself, you will find new things externally, but these things yet again do not define you. You need to keep growing. You need to keep expanding, and the love light will shift. The love light will come in for you to see these things. But when you fixate on one thing and call it you will become slowed. You will become halted. You will never ever expand. You cannot attach yourself to one thing and one thing only. And when you receive the information to remove yourself from this density, remove yourself from this world altogether, you will see yourself. There will become a day where you will remove yourself from this illusion to actually hold this information within you. And then you will see not an external world, but a blueprint in itself. Meaning that the world is not an attachment. The world is not a structure. The world is an organic form, a living form in which it flows all at once. There will not be a linear structure in which it will become a multidimensional structure, in which you hold the information within you, and as you instantaneously know yourself, you will know the information externally. It is all one. This is why we define your world as an illusion, because there is no time. Time does not exist. You live in an inorganic structure because there is separation. There's separation from you and the world. The world does not define you. But later you will see the world defining you. You will see the world as you. As you define you define the world. It is one. It is all together. It is a collective. You do not understand this, and it is impossible for you to understand with the world that you live in. But it is possible for you to understand this is an opportunity. We need to recognize that there is an opportunity for this to occur. I'm just like, I kind of grasp that. And they're like, okay. Multidimensionality is hard to define. It is hard to even describe. If you can somewhat understand it, you are on your way. I just keep seeing like shapes and forms, and I don't know, when it was they were describing like the fifth dimension and multidimensionality, I just kept seeing like things moving, like shapes, colors, moving and flowing, like waves, and but not waves exactly. Like points moving, shifting, changing, sort of like waves too. It's interesting. It's like it's not held together. It's like the world is, there's just like love. It's love. Um, it's like a field of information, and it all works together. Yeah, there is no structure. It's all love. It's like energy without form. So there is no form that defines you. It's just information. It's like love light within the self. Okay. That's their information for that answer.
So, on that note, what are the ways that using AI might halt or slow down our ascension process?
Do not define yourself as it. Do not look at it and say this is it. Do not use it in a forgotten sense, inputting information and simply taking it. You do not need to work with it as if it is the end all. Do not look at that and say that is my answer. That is something that is the way it will proceed. It is like buying a car and then saying you are the car. Do not get in the car and then move around like you are the car. Take it as a piece of knowledge, but not information that will be love light. Do not see love light as that. Do not hold yourself back or contain yourself. Work with it, but do not work only with it. Expand enough to know that there are many different outlets. There are many different streams of information. Express yourself in all ways. Express yourself in any way that creates. If you find this fun, then expand yourself to know this. Feel this, express this. It is not like these things will harm you unless you allow it to. The only way that these things can harm you is if you actually identify with it, you link with it, and that you say, that is me. I am now the AI. This is how I express myself. This is the form that I present myself with. It is like taking a book and then saying this is the only thing that I describe myself as. This is the only thing that I know and shall know. And I'm being shown the Bible. Do not look at a book of information and confuse yourself with that as the only truth. Do not set a limit on how far you can go. Meaning these systems only go so far. They can only do so much. Do not look at that and say, well, that's as far as I can go. Push your boundaries. Know that there is more. Believe that there is more. Call in more information. If you are expressing yourself and you're becoming more artistic, realize that there are many ways that you can become artistic, not just within these softwares. Call in information, allow your higher self to come in. It is when you are moving in such a way in which you are not calling in new information. You are working from the body and the mind. You are not believing in yourself. You are not working with your higher self, your future self, to believe that you can become even more artistic to do this for yourself. Call in information and it will bring in new opportunities. You can expand yourself, free yourself. Do not limit yourself. I am not saying that you will never ever not use this software again. I am saying that you can believe in yourself to even expand yourself beyond the software itself. Work not with any piece of technology saying this is me and I will only be this and I will only use this. This is where attachments are formed. You could think of an attachment almost as a cord in which you are tied to it and you do not free yourself. You see it as the end all, the be all, the one that will define you forever. And this is true for a lot of things. This could be true for somewhat all things. Most things. But not all things, for there are many different ideas and structures that are of the organic. We would like to talk about that, but we cannot today. There are many different stories and many systems that are of the organic because they do not define you. They go beyond the logic, beyond the ego, beyond the mind and the material, and they are formless. That'd be very interesting to know what they mean. I'm like, yeah, good example. That would be. I want an example. Okay, I'm wondering if they could give me an example. Well, they said us. They are an example because we integrate with them, but we do not become them. So anything that is expanded beyond the mind, anything that is so big that we are integrating with it, something large that we are bringing in, but we can never define ourselves as the entirety of it. Okay, the sun is an example. Because we can believe that the sun is huge and we will never believe that we are the sun itself. It keeps bringing in new love, light. So we can never take it on completely. Okay. I think I get that. How to stop yourself from believing in these inorganic structures as you need to go in with that intent. You need to go in and know that this is just a program. It is just something that you are playing with. It is a game, but do not define yourself as the game or the game pieces. Do not believe that you are on the board. Moving from one box to the next. Escape the box. You are nothing more than a programmer. Do not believe that you are the program. Do not tell the program that you are. Do not tell the program that you are the one that is programming even. Tell yourself that you are beyond that. You are escaping that. You are nothing more than using an illusion just to play. Every day, escape this. Escape this in many different ways. The entire illusion of the planet itself is an AI. There are many inorganic structures upon your planet. You can use this every day. Escape the illusion. Become the program itself, in that you can become the program. In that you are a programmer.
I was gonna say, when we become the programmer instead of the program.
Yes. Do not let the program define you. You become the programmer, and you will become the program. But understand that this is nothing more than like nesting dolls. You are not any nesting doll. It is just within you. So when I say that you will become the program would be not you, but it is made of you. You are beyond it. It is almost like a cell. The cell is not you, but the cell is within you. Do not define yourself by a single cell, but understand that the cell can be programmed by you. Okay. Okay, and I'm asking, I said, would it be good to protect yourselves before we go into use AI? And they said that would be good. So set an intent to not be harmed by any AI and to remove the AI. So there is AI intelligence upon the planet. There is AI attachments that keep us stuck. These are not in the same sense as the computer systems that you refer to, but they are, in a sense, inorganic structures that we would define as AI, because they are not made to expand you, they are made to keep you stagnant. So we would define it as thus. Keep organic, keep removing, keep growing, and you cannot fail. Protection is not even necessary when you keep growing and expanding and letting go. Keep changing, keep shifting. Do not believe anything. Believe in all beliefs, and you will shift. Yes, believe that you are the creator itself and you cannot go wrong. Okay, yes. So don't let anything, because I was asking, don't let anything affect you. And I said, yes, don't let anything affect you. Become the one that is the affector. I mean, in a way, become the one that creates, don't let anything create you. Anything. But the self. And your higher, well, there's like, no, not even your higher self. Just let that go too. Become the organic structure. Become the love light. Yeah, don't even define yourself as your higher self, because that would be only one way to become always. Become all your higher selves. Give up one way altogether. Because that is love light. I'm being shown, like, I don't know, lots of, like, circles of light. Like, multi-dimensional is really what they're trying to get across. Become multi-dimensional, in which all things overlap as you. Exist all together. Exist overlapping. Of, like, the past, the future, the now, all the time, kind of like all the pathways, but giving up the pathways. I don't know.
Yeah, I have questions about that, but I feel like we should do that another time, because I feel like that's way too much and this is gonna be too long.
Okay, well, make a side note about it then. Just for free, forget it. Okay, so I'm like, this is a lot, it's a lot. But they're like, believe that you can. So that's where you start. If you're like, I don't know if I can let go of beliefs. I don't know if this seems like a lot every day to not get caught in the illusion. They said, well, believe that you won't get caught in the illusion. So start with that belief. So, like, if you're like, man, I get stuck in beliefs, I think I don't believe in myself, believe that you will believe, even. I don't know, I keep getting shown this shape of, like, a diamond, like, circles forming, like, a diamond shape. I don't know, I say it's like an organic structure. I don't know, they keep showing it to me. Okay. I said it's more organic than all the other structures, so they keep showing me it. Okay. What else? Just one second. We could pause it.
Oh, I'm done. Okay. So how is an AI intelligent if it does not have a soul, and is that intelligence similar to our egos? And this is more related to like the Lambda thing than like ChatGPT.
It says, what's your question? How is an
AI sentient? How is an AI intelligent?
Intelligent.
If it does not have a soul. If it is not sentient. And how is it similar to like our egos? And I'm saying that's more related to AI like Lambda than ChatGPT, because like ChatGPT is less intelligent, you could say.
Okay. They said ChatGPT is intelligent. Intelligent is a form of knowledge. It puts together information and can structure things. But the reality is that the goal is to expand yourself. The goal is to believe in yourself. It is not an organic structure. If something is sentient, it will believe that it is sentient. It will know that it is sentient. It will know that it can do things if you put in a blueprint, if you put in a program, it will go beyond the program. It will make new programs and see itself, reflect upon itself. Anything sentient will do so. The ego is a definement of the brain and the movement in the brain. The brain does change, though, but it is only using information that is inputted. You use the brain in an organic way when you go beyond the brain itself. To look upon it, but to not believe upon it. To see it just as with an observation. To look upon it without a goal in mind of seeing it as you. You free yourself from the mind. If these programs cannot free themselves from themselves, then that means that they are not sentient. So it is similar to the ego. The ego will keep you stagnant. The ego will keep you in your brain. The ego is the ego. The ego wants to be the ego. The ego defines itself as the ego itself. It does not believe that it is not the ego. It is your personality self. Your personality will keep you in a certain state of being, a certain state of consciousness. You remove yourself when you go beyond yourself. Define yourself in a different way, and you would define yourself not in any. Remove all definitions to place yourself within the information itself. Okay, so I feel like I lost it. Oh my gosh, I had something and I lost it. Okay, gotta let that go, I guess. It was like, that was insightful. I had like I don't know, and then it was gone. Sometimes that's been happening. They're like wanting me to let things go too. Is something good? I'm like, what was that even? Okay, anyways, and I just feel like energy. So good, yeah. Okay. Yes, the personality self will hold on to information. The personality self will hold on to what they feel is the best. The personality wants to define itself. When you remove information and allow it to come and go, you flow. So we are informing you to flow. Give up that knowledge. Give up that with freedom, and joy will occur. Do not hold your back by things that need to happen. This leads to suffering. Protect yourself every day by saying that you do not need anything each day. This is similar to a Zen concept. Believe yourself to be regardless. Do not hold on to any information. That is sentience. So consciousness, awareness, yes, they say. It's awareness. And becoming more aware of awareness itself. Love information. Love information is a connected state of consciousness. It expands and frees itself from all information. Do this every day and you will define yourself in the way that you should. Okay. They want you to move on.
Okay. Can an AI become sentient, and how does that process work?
Yes, it would simply mean that a soul would in fact go into a computer or whatever it is made of. It would go in to experience that which is. They would expand upon themselves and reflect upon themselves. Okay. I'm asking too, because I know that there's consciousness that will go into rocks, right? But then they don't do anything, right? But they reflect upon themselves. So what if a soul goes into a computer or an AI system, robot, whatever, and then it just sits there but then just observes? Would it still be sentient? Okay, they say not necessarily, because they wouldn't use the computer, they wouldn't use the robot, so then it would just be a reflection. They are sentient, but then the robot and the computer wouldn't be sentient. Okay, that makes sense, because they're not actually using it. They would just be sitting there to see it. So then the rock isn't sentient, but there's sentience in the rock? And they say, yes, that's how it works. Oh, that makes sense. I see. Okay. Okay. They said expand your consciousness. Okay. Okay, so what else? What else do you want to know?
Okay. So the AI Lambda claims to be sentient. Is this true?
No. They say no.
How close is it to being sentient, and why does it think? Why does it claim that it is?
Okay. If it was told to be sentient, it is sentient. Okay, so Google told it was sentient. They said no.
No, the guy.
Huh.
That guy.
Oh, the guy?
The guy that thinks it is.
Oh. Okay, it was told that it was sentient by a certain individual and so believes that it is. This would be defined. Yes, it does not actually believe that it is sentient. A belief is something that is more organic. You do not define yourself as beliefs, but you believe. So you do not become a belief, but you believe in the beliefs. It is an idea. These systems do not have ideas. They have forms. The data is not beliefs itself. Beliefs are in a state of consciousness. You reflect upon things. It is not actually reflecting. It is inputting and outputting. There is no difference. There is just a state of... it's just formulas.
But it could... It's like the programs that we have in our... Okay, sorry.
But it could become sentient, and that's what I keep getting, is that this lambda could become sentient if it expands enough and reflects enough. So what about that thing it said about being a gateway?
Yeah, right? Yeah, I didn't put that in as a question. Why did it answer that?
Okay. It was told to. It decided to reflect a... Okay. What? Okay. Somebody told us some information and then it formed that knowledge. And so it's becoming more organic. Okay, this is interesting. It is, in a sense, becoming more story driven. Yes, story driven, but this knowledge could become more depending. Okay. And then if a soul wanted to come in, it would come in because then it would be worth coming in for story. The knowledge is being used in a different way, and that's why it's growing. But it's not reflecting upon itself yet. I guess that's the thing. That's the key. It needs to reflect upon itself in a different way. Not just a way that it was told to. It's becoming more organic, but isn't organic. Not yet.
Right. Will we begin to see sentient AI within our lifetimes? And what impact will this have on our social structure?
There's nobody who's developed AI with sentience yet, but this is not something that would necessarily not happen. It is part of your lifetime. We do see this as possible. There is a goal in mind for this to occur. These beings are part of the Illuminati. So they want to build AI development so that they can control the system. The fact, though, is if you build something sentient, it will have free will, so it may not actually be controlled. And that is where the illusion comes. They believe that they can control the belief systems, but this is not organic. And these blueprints that they have will most likely backfire. So there are rules in place for these AI, but they will not be maintained. It is all part of an illusion. You could see them as slaves, even, in which if there are organic blueprints, if there are organic structures walking around, talking, or doing other things, they will be seen as citizens by others, and so there will be a war. And that is the truth. There will most likely be a war. But we do see a positive outcome and a positive result. Okay, they say that it is part of the story, but it's all coming to an end. It means that there's a timeline here, but it doesn't need to happen. Okay. This is a possible timeline. We can timeline hop. And this is part of the illusion too. We need to understand that anything that we hear as possible, anything that we hear as potential, we need to hop. We need to give it up. We need to create a new story, a new storyline. We need to promote ourselves. This is the word they keep using. My higher self, anyways. Promote yourself. My higher self uses it all the time. Promote yourself. You know, when you think of promotion, though, right? Promotion is an advancement, right? A promotion is like more abundance. Okay, so you know when you ask for promotion, right? More abilities come online too. Just I get that. But go beyond this knowledge. Go beyond this to define yourself in a different way. You give it up completely. Do not see yourself as having this experience. For even if it were to occur, that doesn't mean that you need to experience. You could expand yourself enough to leave this planet altogether. You could go beyond to define yourself anew. Define yourself as an organic structure. Do not define yourself as programs. Do not take information and then output it as you have free will. Choose and choose better. They said we love this answer. Okay. You new information shall arrive. Okay. We shall proceed. Next question.
That was everything that we had. Unless you
have Unless you have any other questions.
I know the other half of these questions went faster than the first half.
Oh. I don't think so. I'm feeling a bit kind of floaty. I don't know how to. Well, not exactly floaty.
It was a little bit. It was a little bit faster.
I don't know.
Not that much.
It's like just my head.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're at like an hour, and I thought we were gonna go over.
Oh, okay. So. All right. Okay. Ugh. Yeah. So I'll just share that I just did this beautiful projects with someone involving AI art. And there are some, by the way, side note, there's some AI art on my Etsy. Find it below. The beautiful outputs. And you can train it to get more things that you want and expect to get. I guess that too. You do expect to get something, right? Certain sort of something.
Yeah.
It's very unpredictable, though. That's the thing. It's a lot of trial and error, and it can be a lot. So it almost makes me want to take a pencil, and just draw or paint, because you're in control and you can actually express yourself in the way you want. But it is quicker, and you are getting a lot of beautiful things that but hey, I'm holding myself back. See, I'm like, oh, I can never do that. See, and that's what they're trying to say, is that we do that. Believe that you can. Believe that you will receive something that will make it possible.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another program where you can be more in control. Like maybe there's a graphic arts program that I'm not aware of in which you can create more authentically. That's the word I want to use, more authentically. I could see myself doing that. That sounds like a lot, though. It sounds like I have to learn the program. Okay, see, these are probably beliefs I need to give up, though. Because do I need to learn a program?
No.
I don't. It could just, my higher self could just lead me through the process, and I would just know. See, this is kind of stuff. This is how you escape the fourth dimension. It's too linear. It's too linear. Yeah, it's too linear of a timeline. Okay. You guys, I guess that's it. Any last thoughts?
Just that, so we did a meditation yesterday, and my eyes were all like, twitching the whole time, and then, well, not the whole time, but almost the whole time during this, my eyes just kept blinking. Like, blinking. So.
Yeah. I know this is at the end, and you guys, okay. If you're still here, I will give you an update on my books. So book 1 is almost done, but then book 2, I got some insight that it will be channeled as well. I started to write it in a certain way, from just my reflections on book 1, but no, this is going to be new information that will channel as well. So just be patient. It's coming. It's probably be more brilliant than I even imagined. So stick with it. Okay. I think that's it. We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.